Hi guys, welcome back. It's Amanda. Got me in my kitchen today, and I am going to be doing a review on some Granny Smith apples. It's probably backwards, but Granny Smith apples that I dehydrated back in April of 19. I purchased these in October of 18. What I had left that was going bad, I went ahead, they lasted that long actually, till April. I went ahead and decided to go ahead and dehydrate them in April of 19, and I pulled them out today, and today, of course, it's been 3 years, is October 2021. Now, I've already taken them out because I've already got some actually sitting in the pan cooking, but I wanted to show you what they were. I had them in a Mylar bag. I had a O2 absorber in here, had them stored away, and I went ahead and took some out, and I rehydrated them. These are, I actually did half the bag, and I'll show you just a minute. I've got some cooking right now. I rehydrated them, and I'm cooking them down right now to make fried pies with. And I wanted to show you that these are 3-year-old dehydrated apples, and they are perfectly fine. Now, when I dehydrated mine, I did not put any, what they call the absorbent acid or anything on them to keep them from turning brown. I don't care if they're brown like that when I dehydrate them, because I'm going to put them in pies anyway, and they're going to have cinnamon on them, which of course is going to make them brown anyway, so that doesn't matter. But here they are. They are not crispy. They are pliable like that, and they do break down. They have kept beautifully, and truth be told, I probably could have kept for another 5 years and they'd be perfectly fine. This is an alternative if you're starting to get into long-term food storage, and you, of course, we know what's going on with the August Farms mess, but this is an awesome way to store items. Now, I always get my apples in October when I go to the mountains, and I buy them in bulk, and I usually get about 2 bushels, and I pay about, well, last year I believe it was 60 cents a pound. If I go to the store now, they're $2 a pound for the Granny Smith. I get the Granny Smith because they last the longest. They really do. So what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you what I'm doing and how I'm rehydrating them and how I'm turning them. I'm going to turn them into fried apple pies. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead. I'm showing you what they are. These are the apples that I'm cooking down, the Granny Smith, the dehydrated ones. I have added to this just some plain old cinnamon and some white, you see that white sugar, and I just mixed it until I got the flavor that I wanted, and then I'm cooking them down. Now, I went ahead and rehydrated it fast, but you can do it all at one time. I can't tell you the measurements because whatever it is, these are going to double up. Whatever you dehydrate, they're going to pop up back once you put the water in them. But they rehydrate faster in warm water. So I'm like, let's just go ahead and do this all together. So as you can see here, I'm going to bring you up closer. You can see here, they're starting to cook, and they've got a little bit of liquid. But in order for them to keep on cooking where I can use them, I have to be able to take this spoon or a fork and put it in, and it cuts it, which it's doing now. Some of them are. Let me see if I can find another one. Here's a bigger one. Yeah, they're starting to, these are just about ready. But in order to cook them like I need to keep adding water to them, just a little bit of water at a time, so they will finish cooking and they don't scorch. And this is something you have to sit and watch. You can't walk away from it. You can actually do this in a crock pot on low for several hours, but every time I've ever done it, it's ended up being applesauce, which I don't want that consistency. I want the chunky apples. Let me show you these, y'all. Yeah, come on. I want these chunky apples right here, so I can put them into fried apple pies or whatever I want to, on biscuits, on bread, or whatever. Cook them completely and with a whole bunch of water, and you'll end up with applesauce. But that's fine if that's what you want. But I'm wanting chunks of apples. So let me show you how much more water I need to add to this. So here is the water I'm going to be adding to it. It's not much. It's just a small jelly jar. As you can see right now, there's hardly anything in it, but you can see that they are cooking. I'm just going to take and add a tiny bit of water, basically till it covers the bottom of the pan. I'm not sure if you can see it covering it, and stir it in, and it will start boiling. Like, that's already, looks like it's evaporating, so let's go ahead and add a little more. And I'm just going to keep doing that. Now, when you keep adding water to it, you got to remember these apples are going to cook down, and they're going to add all that sweet juice from them. Like I said, these are Granny Smith apples, so these are basically the baking kind. That's my favorite because they keep the longest. You can see it's starting to boil. Eventually, I will have to add, I better turn this down, add some more sugar to it. I'm thinking, because once you keep adding more water to it, it dilutes it. Yeah, but it's also cooking. It's that water is mixing up with the apples, with the apple juice. Y'all, nothing says autumn more like apples. Yes, if you haven't noticed from my videos, I really like apples. They are like my favorite fruit. I love cooking with them. Yeah, but I don't eat them plain. Go figure. So this has been basically cooking right now for probably about, I don't know, about 15 minutes before I decided to do this video, because I wasn't going to do it. But I'm like, let's go ahead and do it now since we got everything rolling. So I'm going to say this is going to take about 30 minutes for this to cook completely. And by the way, there was probably this many apples in it, about halfway full. And then once it rehydrated, it popped up. It really popped up. So let me go ahead and see, this is all ready. I need to go ahead and add a little more water to it. Really, this is one of those odd things you have to do slowly and keep an eye on it. It's constant watching. And you can also do the same thing and put it in the oven and cook it if you wanted to do it that way. But I prefer this. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and finish cooking these down where I can put my spoon or something in it and it goes through it. Like this is just about done. Right here, you can tell. And then I will make fried apple pies with this, and once I get those pies assembled, I'll come back and show you. But y'all, dehydrated apples, I'm telling you, you can do this yourself. Get yourself a dehydrator, hang them up on string, and cut them up, put them on a string, and hang them in the sun. Y'all, there's so many ways of doing it. You don't have to have a dehydrator. Think old school, think 1800s. How did these people do this before we had electricity and stuff? Yeah, it's interesting because my mother-in-law used to get apples like this, and they would hang them on string, from what my husband said, and they would dehydrate them that way. Yeah, so very interesting how you can do this. So let me go ahead and get off here, and I'll come back when it's the right consistency. We'll show you again. Don't want to make a mess. That's what it looks like. Yeah, for these fried apple pies. All right, guys, I'm back, and I wanted to show you that the apples are cooked. They look absolutely amazing. See if I can get you a good picture of you here. You can see that they're cooked. They took about 10 more minutes because I stuck it on high and it cooked down completely. You'll notice there's no water or anything. Now I'm going to do is take this. I have biscuits. I think these are Aldi biscuits. You can make your own dough, but this is how I do it fast. You go ahead and you roll out with your rolling pin or whatever you got your biscuit, and then you take this mixture right here, put it in the middle. Y'all, it's like a sunny day today. So I'm getting double the sun. Okay, you want to kind of like put it in like that. And you're going to take it and fold it over like this. Then you're going to pat it down, and you're going to try to make sure it doesn't go out the side. And then you're going to get it, and you're going to get a fork and crimp it like this so that it will seal. And then you're just going to put it and fry it up and deep fry it and turn it over. You probably, oh, I need some flour on my hand. You probably might want to pat it down a little bit to get it, what do you call it? Pat it down some so it's not so stick, but I wanted to show you a quick closer view of it. This is what it looks like, and we're just going to put this in some hot oil and cook it. All we need to do is cook the dough, because remember, the apples are already cooked. Remember, this is just plain dehydrated apples. Y'all, there's so much you can do, and they're an awesome item to keep for long-term storage because they last super long. So let me get these pies made up, and I'll come back and show you the end of this little project I got going on. All right, guys, I'm back, and I have all of my apple pies fried up. I ended up with 6 of them. I was hoping for 7, but I ran out of the apple mixture. Here you go. I went ahead and made 2 extra donuts with them instead, but here's what they look like before I put any frosting on them. And I kind of put the frosting on the side, whether they like it or not. But here's one with the frosting. And I wanted to cut in this and show you what it looks like. So here I am going to take it and just going to cut it open and show you what it looks like. I'll just cut it in half. It'll be easier this way. But yep, here we go. That's what it looks like. Y'all, look at that. Isn't that like amazing? And you know what, y'all, this is a whole, look at that. It is so filled with apple pie filling that it's just amazing. And y'all, this is so much cheaper. I figured out With my apples being about 60 cents a pound, I used a pound. Plus, I basically got 6 apple pies for like $1.20. Yeah, 6 apple pies for $1.20. So this turned out good, y'all. It's a good thing to do with dehydrated apples. There's a lot more that you can do with them, but this is just one of my favorite things to do during autumn. Anyway, I hope you guys are having an awesome day. Thank you so much for stopping by. And trust me, guys, these are absolutely delicious. Yum, yum. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. God bless.